sounds clear you've left so much behind as if you don't have a life of your own also.
She can't polish it.
You can put a ribbon on a garbage bin, but what is that? It's still trash. Yeah. Like, let's just be honest.
I'm curious as to who is the genius that came up with the idea that, Veronica needed to sit down with Lauren. That was always going to be a train wreck. And so the audacity to try and get those people to sit down and talk doesn't make sense to me. And it's the audacity for me. It's the audacity for Adrian's family to say it with their full chest, especially the one with the red hair, to be so in Awhina's face and saying all that nonsense, given that her brother, her cousin, her friend, or whoever he is, was cheating on her with Sierra. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And the embarrassment, I hope, because karma is real. Karma is real. I'm going to say this. I'm so emotional. Karma is real. And all those three ladies, the day they are fortunate enough or unfortunate enough to come across a man like Adrian, I hope they remember this conversation that they had with Awhina. I really hope they remember it, because to treat her like she's dead and to make the comments that they made, given that their brother, their friend, whoever, was busy cheating with another bride in the process. Karma is real. And it's going to come a calling. And I hope Awhina's karma, when it comes knocking for them, they remember this. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, Season 12, Episode 18. Wow, time flies. We're already week 4. Anyway, you have the 3 new couples move into their apartments. We get to see, Beth and TJ move into their apartment. They're excited. They're giddy. They have been smooth sailing from the moment they met. So it's really cute to see how well they're still getting along as a couple. They seem to be minding their own business. They seem to be really focused on growing their connection, which I love for them. They loved their apartment. They were very at ease. It wasn't as tense as some of the couples were when they moved in. You have Lauren and Clint move in. Lauren is very Stepford wifey, isn't she? She's very robotic. She's a different type of Jackie, in my opinion. She's on the opposite end of the spectrum, but she's more or less a Jackie. So she is sort of she said she wanted, gender roles. She asks her husband, who do you think should be doing the laundry? He says he loves doing laundry, but she believes it's a woman's task, so she wants to do it. He says he wants to do it himself. And it's like, this is a silly argument, really silly argument. If he wants to do it, allow him to. That doesn't define you. That doesn't lessen your role as his wife. That doesn't lessen your values as someone who believes you should be looking after your husband. When he's not in the mood for it, you can do it for him. But if he wants to do it, amazing. We barely got to see Veronica and Elliot's move in. We just saw them in their apartment, by the door and into the apartment. They seem very happy. Elliot seems very pleased. I think he's realizing what he was going to miss out on had he continued with his tantrum mix. So I think he's happy that he gave it a second go round, and he seems pleased with his partner. You have Jamie and Dave. They are just sitting, relaxing. Dave is feeling sad because obviously his friend is leaving. You have Billy pop up with his fish tank, and he asks them to look after the fish tank. And Jamie's like, no, this is bad juju, because, the people that owned it, they've broken up, and I don't want that juju within our relationship. But I love that she didn't say no. She was very supportive. She just kept her mouth shut. I think if she had the conversation, she had it with Dave afterwards. Dave, on his part, he was very emotional because he's been very close to Billy. They've been close there since they they met when the experiment started. So he's in this space whereby he doesn't know how he's going to cope. I think Billy was sort of his sounding board, and he really is sad that his friend didn't get what he came to the experiment for. He's grateful that, him and Jamie have been able to maintain a level of respect for one another, which I love for them. And then, keeping up appearances, Marina has stepped into the ring. Well, the loving and caring Marina from last week is gone. We're back to the same old regular schedule. So she's upset that Tony is putting her in a headlock. She's still upset from the commitment ceremony. I think this is what I think about Marina. I think Marina wants to be center of attention. And when she's not center of attention, she throws a fit, because there's no need for her to still be upset with Tony. She's discussed this at the commitment ceremony. He says that's how he shows shows affection. She said she didn't like it. They've understood it. In relationships, you have to have disagreements in order to grow. And so he now understands that he shouldn't be doing that. But he's also in this space whereby he's silencing himself because he wants peace, because the real Marina has stepped in and it's going to be messy. You have Adrian and Awhina. Adrian apparently is still living in his own separate apartment. Awhina is living in their original apartment. Adrian comes over for a conversation with Awhina. And this is what I think. I know someone in the comments wrote that, I'm going to be disappointed when I find out that she's eating up whatever is dishing. And I am disappointed to a certain extent, in the sense that, yes, she does talk about the fact that she sees that he hasn't grown, he hasn't changed, he hasn't whatever. But still, she should have insisted that she leaves. She should have insisted. What were they going to do? Hold her down and say, no, you can't leave. She has reasons, justifiable reasons to leave. This man is not serious. For him to say she should be grateful that I wrote stay, why should she be grateful? Her gut instinct was right on day one when she said, this man is too beautiful. I don't like a very pretty man. And he's continued to show his ass because he's continued to be a jackass all along. He hasn't apologized. He wanted an apology for her because he stormed out of the photo shoot, but he doesn't want to apologize for his bad behavior. He's the one who went on a date with Sarah. He's the one who wasn't committed to his relationship. He's the one who walked out on their relationship. And so the audacity to say, let's just move on and let's just let bygones be bygones. Are you kidding me? So it's Meet the Parents Week for the couples that have been in the experiment the longest. And the first couple up is Jeff and Ree. They get to meet up with her mom and sister and friend, and they get to meet Jeff's friends. I would assume they're the friends that she's already met before. And it was very nice and very calm, just like with anything else to do with Ree and Jeff. They've always found a way to be very cordial to one another, very peaceful and very caring. So they spoke about the fact that when they came into the experiment, they were expecting to be matched to a stranger. And so they were a bit taken aback when they were matched with someone they know. But then now they've come to a place of appreciation, because at the end of the day, this people, you're in an experiment with someone you know, someone you've confided in, someone you see as a friend, someone you can rely on for everything. And so that was cute. Her mom loved it. Her mom really loved it. She said all she needs to see is that her daughter's happy. And it seems her daughter's happy. She likes Jeff. I think Jeff is an amazing guy. He sounds very peaceful and very laid back. And so I can see why the family would fall in love with him. I was surprised that his family didn't come. But then I think he said something about his family, that they live far away from him last time. His friends liked her. I think they know her from before the experiment. So there really wasn't anything sort of concerning about their connection or their relationship. They were asked if there had been any problems, and they brought up the situation with Jackie. And for me, I think we're milking it. I think we are milking it, and I think we need to leave it alone now. Producers need to leave it and keep it stepping, because I hate how once they grab onto something, they keep it going and going until the end of the season, and then they play it as part of the blooper reel. You have Jackie and Ryan. They're getting ready for their friends to come over. And so they have their friends come through. And one of them actually walks past Ryan and doesn't even greet him. And it's like, oh my gosh, she's orcs just like Jackie. I see why they get along. So they do bring up the situation about the fall again. And it's like, oh my God, it's been 4 weeks. Can we keep it stepping? I'm surprised that Ryan was actually able to maintain his cool and he didn't kick off about it. They spoke about the comments that he made during, the intimacy week and how bad it landed. He apologized. I love that his friends were able to stick up for him and tell her that you can't keep knocking him on the head about the same thing. You have to make a decision that, do you want this relationship to grow and develop, or do you want to stay in one position? So she, I think, realizing that, his friends are not going to put up with my nonsense. Jackie was on her best behavior. I haven't seen her behave that well since it's been a minute. She never said anything derogatory. She didn't throw a fit or play up, like try and sort of pretend like she wants to cry or something. Nothing of that. So I think she's trying to make a good impression, unless it's been edited out. Or maybe hearing his friends talk about him made her realize that he's actually a great guy, and if she's not careful, she might lose him. So I hope they're able to get over this, he hit me, he did this, he did that. I hope they're able to get over that, and it will be amazing. One thing Mavs Australia and Mavs New Zealand are going to do is they're going to put in a promo in the show. They're going to put in a promo because they had Karina and Ray rock up with some KFC and a bottle of champagne to see Beth, apparently to welcome her to the apartments. I don't know why they were the contingency that was sent. I was wondering why my girl Jamie wasn't sent, or maybe because she's a bit too over the top, so they didn't want her to be a bit too much for Beth. So they got rid of TJ, sat down, had the conversation, and it's like, oh my God, the product placement is next level. I don't know which genius came up with the idea of getting Veronica to sit down with Lauren. I really am curious which genius came up with that idea, because there was nothing helpful that was going to come out of that conversation. And Lauren was never going to say anything constructive about Elliot. So it was just, Veronica going there to be dumped on and be told about all the negative things about her husband. And it makes you question, so have they decided to use her as a prop beside this jackass of a man? Make it make sense? I don't understand why they felt it was appropriate to marry her to this man. But then at the same time, she is the one who is going to teach him the lessons that he needed to be taught. That's what I get, because it seems like Veronica doesn't put up with a lot of crap. I love that she sat and she listened and she didn't judge vocally to what Lauren was saying, but sort of was looking at it from a sort of analytical perspective that, so there is different sides to this man. So I met his best representative on the honeymoon, and this is another side that somebody else met. Okay, that's fine. We'll keep it stepping and we'll see what happens. And so I hope, if nothing else, Elliot learns the lessons that he needs to learn, but I don't think he's the right guy for her. I hope through this process, Veronica is able to meet her guy, is able to DM her, and they're able to create a connection, but I don't think this man is for her. I think it's just wasting her time. I think he wanted to be on the show, and the producers and the experts wanted him for the drama, and that's why we are stuck with Elliot. So the couples received the ranking task, the picture ranking task. So every couple, the 3 new couples, have to sort of arrange pictures of the couples in the experiment and sort of rank them from the last one to the first one, and we'll see how we go. And so first up, we had TJ and Beth. His name wasn't coming out of my mouth. And so they arranged all the pictures and then they put each other first. Am I surprised? No. Because they really seem to be getting along. They really seem to be physically attracted to one another. They seem to be caring towards each other. So I'm not surprised that they picked each other first. It was always going to be that. Next up is Lauren and Clint. Lauren and Clint put each other first. I was surprised with some of the comments that Lauren made. With Clint, his was straightforward. It seems Marina, when she watches, Married at First Sight, is not going to be happy because everybody ranked her last. And the main reason is her age, which is really sad that people are ageist. But that's the main reason that it seems everybody's ranking her last. With Clint, he was nervous when it came to Lauren's turn because he didn't know what she was going to say. Well, her reasons for putting him first didn't make sense. I would have said, you're loving, you're caring, you're empathetic, you're compassionate, you always prioritize me. But then for her to say, you have clean teeth, you smell good, you wash your hair, and it's like, why are we being this petty? Why are we being this petty? We need to be the bigger person. If you're going to be a lady and carry yourself with some level of etiquette, then you need to sort of leave the pettiness behind you. Lastly was Veronica and Elliot. I said it. Veronica is going to break this man. She's going to be the person that breaks him emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, in the sense that he ranked the ladies and sort of said, I'm attracted to this person, I'm not attracted. And I was surprised that Ree and Karina made his top, but then Karina has made a top for a lot of people. So then he prioritized his wife and put his wife first, and he said he ranked the people according to their attraction. He said Jackie was the least person he was attracted to. And it's like, it doesn't make sense to me. The math ain't mathing. You should have just said, Jackie, with the way she's carried herself every time I've been around, and the stories I've heard about her, this is why I'm saying she's the least attractive. His wife wasn't happy because, he was talking about attraction and nothing else. So for his wife to then do the picture ranking, I think this humbled him. This really humbled him. He didn't want to show it, but it humbled him because she put Adrian as the last person, and then she put Clint as the second from last, which didn't make sense that Tony was third from last, but hey, to each their own. And she had Dave as number 1, followed by TJ, because she said, you know, they come across as caring, they're very open emotionally. And so she put her husband number 3. You could tell Elliot wasn't happy, but he was trying to be the bigger person. I think he understands that he's been given a second go round and he's trying to avoid a negative edit. Whoever he spoke to before he came back, it must be the producers told him that if you misbehave, we're kicking you out, or his family must have told him that if you go back, make sure you're on your best behavior. Otherwise, this show is going to be your downfall. So this was interesting to see how humbled he was when she told him that, you know, you're number 3 in my books. So you have Lauren and Clint watch their audition videos, and Clint is sort of asking for someone who is willing to go hiking with him, someone who's physically active. I think a lot of people want that in a partner. You don't want a couch potato. You said you didn't want someone who just Netflix and chill. And after she watched it, Lauren sort of went into, oh, hey there, Elliot, sort of implying that he was sort of making Elliot type of comments. I don't think so. I think his was very authentic and very realistic and very sort of well-rounded, in my opinion. That's the way it came across. He didn't say he wanted brunette. He didn't say he wanted what age, but he just said he wanted someone who was physically active. You can be physically active at any age, so there's nothing wrong with that. I think Lauren's video came across as a gold digger. That's what I'm going to say, because she said she was into gender roles, but then she also spoke about she wanted someone who owned his own house, someone who had his own business, someone who had so much money and whatever. And it's like, so are you interested in the person or are you interested in the money? Make it make sense for her. And she said she wanted an alpha male. And it's like, so at times people ask for things that they don't know the definition of, because even Clint was saying, what does she mean by an alpha male? Does she mean that, you know, she wants me to have a beard, to be drinking cans of beer and whatever? She says, oh, he goes for a tan and he shaves his chest. That's him. That's, what do you call it? That's him. What do you call it? What do you call it? Manscaping. What do you call it? I don't even know. There's a terminology for it. If he's going to clean himself, amazing. If he's going to clean himself and he's going to take care of himself, amazing. I didn't quite understand her problem with him. I think she was just looking for something to say, something to come across as though she's all that. I think Lauren thinks way too much of herself than she actually is, and someone needs to give her a mirror to look in and see that she's actually not that, all that. Anyway, you have Awhina and Adrian meet up with his family. And this was going to be a dumpster fire. And the audacity for these ladies to come in with them, especially the one with the red hair. She was right at the front when they walked up and she was ready. Whatever nonsense she was told by Adrian. Part of me believes that she's Adrian's girlfriend. That's what I'm going to say. I feel like she's Adrian's girlfriend because the way she had so much fame for Awhina didn't make sense. His twin sisters were actually more quiet and seemed more understanding than this woman. So whoever she is, whether she's a family friend, whether she's Adrian's girlfriend, or whoever she is, I don't know. I have a feeling it could be his girlfriend because of the way she had so much smoke. That why is, Awhina ruining his experience? To interrogate Awhina because they had information that Adrian had given them is a fool's errand. We have all seen Adrian not do anything in his marriage. We've seen her countless times, Awhina, asking him that let's at least be considerate of one another. If I leave a cup in the sink, can you wash it for me? Don't just wash your cup and leave mine. She's complained that he hasn't asked about her child. She's complained that he hasn't, been very supportive. And so for them to say, how you receive love is different from how he receives love. I think Awhina, her biggest mistake was only inviting her sister. I think she should have invited somebody else because these three came prepared. Adrian, if we could see how petty he was when we made the comment about Billy, I can only imagine what he told his family in order to prime them and get them ready for Awhina. For him to say he wants to stay in the experience and sort of build on his connection with Awhina and then have his family come and tear her down like that and not even call them out on it shows the man that he is. For the sisters to storm out because you suddenly had Awhina's sisters standing up for her and then have one of them come back to try and sort of give Awhina a piece of her mind. I don't get it. I love that Awhina's sister stood up on business, called them out and told them that you do not deserve to be around my sister. You do not deserve to be a part of her family. Cleo was on smoke and I love it. Cleo was on smoke because she wasn't going to take nonsense for her sister because she obviously speaks to her sister every day. She knows every single thing that her sister's been through at the hands of this man. And so for his family to come and say to her, why did you stay in the experience if you say you left your son? She said she wanted to leave. She wrote leave. She asked to leave. Adrian told her he wanted to change. And then the family is now telling her, you could have left. I have a child that I've left for 4 days to come here, so you could have left as well if you wanted to leave. No one forced your sister to come. No one at all forced you to leave your son. If you wanted to go, you could have gone. For them to make the comments that they made outside, I wonder how they feel about themselves now. I wonder how they feel about themselves now, seeing how they came across, seeing the comments that they made about somebody they don't know, based on Adrian, who is known for lying and cheating on his partner. Make that make sense? For him to say, I left my dog. So he's equating his dog to her leaving her child. Make it make sense. Even the sister is equating leaving her child for 4 days as compared to someone who's left her child for 4 weeks. Make that make sense? I don't get it. It's left such a bad taste in my mouth, and I really can't understand how some women don't have empathy for others. They should have come there. They should have sat down. It's one thing to support your family, but it's another thing to support your family down a fool's errand. And this is what they did. And I wonder how they feel now watching themselves on TV. I am furious. I am hot. I'm on fire as though I'm Awhina's family and I don't even know from Adam. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 17. Bye guys.